Bardak woke, and yet he did not. Something was odd. Something was missing. Before him was a gloomy figure, sat atop a throne of curling grey vines, the barbs flecked with crimson. The figure herself was abhorrent, twisted into a hag-like form with hollow eyes that made Bardak shudder. In one hand she held a long immense spear that thrummed with crimson life. The other hand was a gnarled claw. When she spoke, her voice was harsh and slicing, like ice.
You trespassed on my lands, brought fire and harm upon my children. By rights, Warden of the Sky, I should have your soul.
An elf, Bardak thought. Only an elf could speak so haughtily and so direct. Then kill me, elf, he growled. He tried to move, but found vines wrapped around his wrists and ankles, curled into the very fabric of his skysuit, pinning him in place. Why wait? The crone hissed.
You will not question me, mortal, not when I have been so generous.
Bardak tugged on his bonds. Generous indeed, he replied. The crone rose, and at once her hag-like form was dispelled. Bardak saw she was taller than most other elves, broader too. She was simply more. She strode to him, using the taloned hand to stroke his face.
You came here looking for something that should not be uncovered, something that I have taken great pains to conceal here in the realm of death, under Nagash's very nose.
I came here because my ranting Endrinmaster commanded it, and I follow commands. That is the code. Whatever he wanted, whatever it is, I have no interest in it.
Good,
the elf said, and pulled away. The air suddenly grew thicker, and a darkness loomed.
Yet you still brought death. You still harmed my children.
Aye, and it seems that I'm still alive for it.
Because I wish to offer you a deal, Caradron. Is that not also the way of your people? To take deals? I will give you back your life, if you swear to defend Seccarth against all comers. My children will need help. I cannot bring my full attention here. It would be unwise to tempt the Lord of Death, so better that this remain secret. Better that the item remains missing.
Bardak grunted. I suppose I don't really have a choice, do I?
She grinned. No, you don't. Go now, Caradron, back to the land of the living, and serve me.
If I knew who you were, I'd be more inclined to agree. She cocked her head, and revealed a row of sinister, fanged teeth.
Don't you know? Haven't you worked it out? I, Caradron, am the Ever-Queen. I am Alariel.
So this is the Cities of Sigmar Force with the battle report. This is from Anvilgard, and it is led by none other than Karsten himself. Karsten is a Dreadlord on a Black Dragon. He has the command trait Secretive Warlock, which means he gets to cast one spell from the lore of Dark Sorcery, and he has taken Vitrolic Spray to get in close and negate some armor saves. He has also got the relic, the Drakeskin Cloak, which gives him a 5+ ignore wounds, and he has also got the Acidic Blood Drake trait, which means that on wounds caused in melee, a 4+ will splash mortal wounds back on to the opponent. His retinue is a unit of 20 Dread Spears with banners, horns, and a I think it's a Lordling. Lordling, yeah, okay, I'll say it's a Lordling. Then, of course, we have his sister Carina. Then we have Carina, and she's going to take the spell Sap Strength, which is subtract 1 to hit rolls for an enemy unit. And her retinue is going to be a unit of 20 Dark Shards. So that is 1,000 points, roughly, of Cities of Sigmar. And this is 1,000 points of Grand Alliance Order for this battle report. Leading the charge, we have a Branch Witch. She is going to have the command trait Staunch Defender, which gives her a plus 6 or a 6+ shrug against wounds and mortal wounds. I think it's called Staunch Defender. It is the last one on that chart. And the relic that they have is going to, of course, go to Spirit of Durthu. He's going to upgrade his massive Guardian Sword to be a relic, which is going to give him +1 damage. So it's now going to be 7 damage at full profile, which is pretty good. Alongside them, for battle line, we have a unit of 10 Dryads and another unit of 10 Dryads, and it helps if they're all facing the same way. And then helping them out are the Caradron. We have 5 Grundstock Thunderers, a Grundstock Gunhauler, and 3 Endrin Riggers. The narrative, of course, behind this being that the Caradron make deals, and in exchange for their life, they have agreed to fight alongside Alariel's children. So that is the narrative behind this force. They are defending Seccarth. Let's see if they can hold off the Darkling Covens. Okay, so we are deployed for this 1,000 point battle report between the Cities of Sigmar and Grand Alliance Order. Starting with the Order side over here, we have a unit of 10 Dryads, another unit of 10 Dryads in there, the Branch Witch, who is the General, Durthu, we've got the Grundstock Thunderers, the Endrin Riggers, and the Grundstock Gunship over there. And close to their deployment zone, there's an objective in this ruined building, an objective here in this sort of ruined shrine, and an objective, of course, at the tower itself as Carina returns. Then we have a unit of 20 Dread Spears, the Dreadlord on Black Dragon, Carina herself, along with her 20 Dark Shards, and objective here. Objective here by the statue's head, and an objective there at the gates. So the mission we are playing is the Blade's Edge, which means that each objective is worth 1 point, and at the end of every turn, the person who goes second gets to destroy an objective. So this is going to represent the time running out for Carina, that she needs to get to the tower before the defenders overwhelm her. So the clock is against her. She needs to get in, she needs to defeat them and score some points. So without further ado, let's see who's going first. We'll do blue dice for the Order, red dice for Carina, and it is going to be Cities of Sigmar, turn 1. And the Cities of Sigmar, because they are using the illicit dealings trait or ability, they're going to get D3 extra command points for hidden agents. And they're going to get 3. So they are going to shoot right up to 4 command points in turn 1. Something just fell. 4 command points in turn 1. Let's see what they do. So in the hero phase, the only thing to do is Carina is going to cast Mystic Shield on her brother on a 6. And she's going to fail it on a 4. That is the end of the hero phase. We're going to move into movement for the Cities of Sigmar. Slight errata, she's going to use her command ability, Command Underlings, to allow these Dark Shards to run and still shoot in the same phase. So they're down to 3 command points. That is the end of the hero phase. Now we're going to move on to movement. So at the end of the movement phase, Carina and her forces have taken up an aggressive position. The Dark Shards, under the command of Karsten, her brother, have adopted a defensive line here, eagerly awaiting those Dryads to charge forward, holding this objective. Carina has flown over to take this objective, and this unit of Dark Shards made a run move because they can run and shoot thanks to command underlings, and spending a command point to turn their run into a 6, which becomes a 7 thanks to their Hornblower, have shot right up into the centre of this table. One of them tagging behind to score this objective. So 3 objectives this turn for the Darkling Covens. Now we're going to go into shooting phase, and we're going to pick up a large amount of dice. So the back row of 8, 2 shots each. That's going to be 16 shots straight ahead into the Endrinriggers, and then 20 shots plus 1 for the Lordling, which is 21 shots are going to go into those Grunstock Thunderers. So it is going to be an absolute torrent of shots coming from this unit into these Duarden that have been brainwashed by the Sylvaneth to fight for them. So let's pick up some dice, do some rolling, and yeah. So these are the 16 shots from the back row of 8 going into those Endrinriggers. So let's roll this first of all, and we're hitting on 3s because the unit contains more than 10. And okay, we'll take out the misses. 6 misses, so that was 10 hits, and these are going to wound on 4s. And that is quite a good roll, so let's take out those. It's going to be, well, an average roll, 5 wounds onto those Caradron, and they have got a 4-up save thanks to their sky armor, and they're going to fail too, which means one of them is going to die, and we'll take off this guy. So now let's pick up 21 dice firing in against these guys. So it's not actually 21 dice. I made a mistake. He doesn't get +1 shot, he gets +1 to hit. So his shots, we'll roll these first, are going to hit on 2s. So he hits twice, so those are already hits. And then let's get the 18 other dice. I'm going to roll these in 2 handfuls. They're hitting on 3s. And let's take out the misses. 15 hits that time. These are wounding on 4s against the gun haulers. And oh, ow, wow. 12 wounds against the Grunstock Thunders. They do have a 4-up save, so let's take that now. And pretty good saving as well, but 2 of them are going to go. Now we'll take 2 from the back here. So that is the end of turn 1 for the Cities of Sigmar. A very a successful enough turn, I suppose. Enough shots coming in to kill one of those guys, but their saves are holding, and 2 of the Thunderers dead. No battle shock needed over here because their bravery is 7, but a battle shock is needed here. Bravery 7, so on a 6, 1 more is going to run. So in the hero phase for the Sylvaneth, the only thing to do is the Branch Witch is going to try and cast Mystic Shield on the Spirit of Dirthu and gets it on a 10. Carina will try and deny that and fails, so he has got Mystic Shield on him. And with that, the hero phase is over. We're going to go into movement. End of the movement phase, and it is an advance forward for the forces of Sylvaneth. The Dryads and the Branch Witch have come screeching forward, hoping to get maybe some charges off to whittle down these Dreadspears. Spirit of Dirthu has run to get into a prime position in the centre of the battlefield in hopes to go either right or left against Carina or her brother, no doubt wanting to use his relic blade against them. The Caradron have moved up into prime firing positions. This is facing the wrong way. Wobbly model syndrome. I can't get it to face the cinematic way that I want it to face, so just please bear with me. But it is there, floating, securing this objective. Caradron securing this objective, and underneath there. So 3 points definitely this turn for the Sylvaneth or the Grand Alliance Order. So potentially more if they get their charges off. So we're going to move into some shooting now. No shooting from the Spirit of Durthu because he ran, but the Caradron have lined themselves up and are going to unleash hell against Carina's flank. So let's see what they can do in the shooting phase. So first things first, these Caradron Grundstock Thunderers are going to unload their guns into these poor Dark Shards that have perhaps maybe overreached themselves, that have streamed forward too quickly. But let's see what they can do. So they're going to have 8 shots with their Aether Shot rifles, and these are going to hit on 3s. Okay, so that's 6 hits so far, and then they're going to wound on 4s. And that is 3 wounds. It is Ren -1, which means it is a 6-up save for the Dark Shards. So one of them is saved, and at 1 point of damage each, there's going to be 2 Dark Shards taken out. Now the Endrinriggers are going to spool up their Aethermatic Volley Gun, fire into the Dark Shard as well. There's 6 shots with this weapon, and it hits on 4s. And that is every single one of them is hit. That is quite good. Fantastic. Well done. 4s to wound, however. And that's cocked. Okay. So that is going to be 3 wounds. And again, AP -1. 6 to save. No save this time. So 3 more Dark Shards are going to go down. And then the Rivet Gun is going to fire. Hitting on 3s. Everything hit, and wounding on 4s, and just 1 wound that time, but again AP -1, 6-up save. No, another Dark Shard bites the dust. So they have fired, the Endrinriggers have fired. Now the Grundstock Gunhauler is going to aim his cannon at Carina. And he's going to put his Aether Shot carbine, little guy at the front, into the Dark Shards as well. So let's gather some dice. Going for a load of shrapnel. D6 shots. 1 shot. It hits on a 3. It hits. It wounds on a 3. It does wound, and it is going to be Ren -1, so Carina needs a 6-up save. And she gets it. The shrapnel comes just sort of belching out in a cloud of smoke, ripples across, and just get lost in the arcane mist that Carina has around herself. So it's up to the Aethermatic or Aether Shot carbine, I beg your pardon, which has got 2 shots. This is going into the Dark Shards. 2 shots hitting on 3s. 2 hits, wounding on 4s. 1 wound, again, Rend -1, 6-up save, and that passes. The Gunstock Gunhauler does absolutely nothing this turn. The saves flying out from the cities of Sigmar. Carina has obviously seen the threat that these Caradron pose to her forces and has wreathed them now in mist after seeing some of them fall. So that is it for the shooting phase. Let's move on to the charges, which are definitely going to happen over here. Okay, so after measuring up charges, both of these units of Dryads are going to come crashing forward into the Dread Spears. This unit needs a 7. This unit, just slightly further away, needs an 8. So let's go for the first unit, needing a 7. Yes, you can reroll, sorry. I was getting mixed up with another rule. So yeah, reroll the charge roll. Still a fail. Let's go for the unit that needs an 8. See if they can do it. They get in on a 9. So let's move some models, come back. So this is where we are after charges and after some piling in. It looks pretty much the same, but all of these Dryads are within range of these Dread Spears. So they will be getting their full complement of attacks, which is going to be 21 attacks, because there is a branch nymph in there, and because with their 2-inch range, they can all reach across with their racking talons. So let's pick up some dice. So this is going to be 21 attacks from these dryads. These are going to be hitting on 3s because they're going to use their enrapturing song on the dread spears and just make them a little bit more easier to hit, enticing them in. So let's roll these dice. Hitting on 3s, 21 attacks. And let's take out the misses. 6 misses is equal to 15 hits, and now these are going to wound on 4s. And we'll take out the field wound rules, which leaves a total of 8 wounds caused against those dread spears. They have a 4-up save, and they are going to pass 3, so 5 dread spears are going to be taken down, and then it is going to be their turn to pile in and strike back. The dread spears have piled in. They have got 16 attacks thanks to the Lordling. And these are going to be hitting on 3s because they get +1 to hit because there's more than 10 of them, and then 6s are going to be special, so we'll separate any 6s that we get out. So 16 attacks. 16 attacks hitting on 3s. And that's a lot of 6s, so let's take these 6s. That's 3, 5, 6 6s, so these will be resolved to AP -1. And then we're going to take out these 2 misses, which leaves us with 14 hits, I think. 8 and 6, yeah, 14 hits. So we're going to wound on 4s. Let's roll these first. These are resolved at normal AP. Wow, that's quite good. So that is going to be 5 wounds at no AP. And then these, if they wound, will be at AP -1. Which, wow, again, these dice are hot. So that is going to be 5 wounds at AP -1 and 5 wounds at AP dash. So, because there is 10 or more dryads, you have a 4-up save. So let's go for these ones first. So these are saved on a 5. So they saved 3 of those, so 2 dryads are dead. And then these are saved on 4s, because all of the attacks happen simultaneously. 2 more die, so that is 4 dryads in total to the 5 dark shards that have passed. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4. But the dryads have been foolish. They have come within 3 inches of Karsten, and he is going to pile in, and his dragon is going to attack the dryads. So Lord Karsten, the Dark Elf Lord on the dragon, is going to attack these upstart dryads, and he's going to show his sister Carina how it is done. We're going to attack with his Exile Blade first. He's got 6 attacks with this weapon, and it hits on 3s. He misses twice. He's going to then wound on 4s. Nothing! Okay, so let's attack with the Fearsome Jaws next. 3 attacks hitting on 4s. Everything hit. Wounds on 1s, but it's going to wound on 2s. So that is going to be 2 wins. At this point, there's only 6 dryads left, so their 5-up save is completely negated by that. So this is 2d6 damage, which is 6. That is it. The unit is wiped before the Fearsome Claws can descend, and those dryads have failed in their task of running forward and trying to dispel the Dark Elves from this battlefield. So, with those dryads gone, a chunk of the Grand Alliance Order force has been taken. But the Dark Elves are not without casualties. 6 dead on this side, 5 dead on this side, but Carina and Karsten have got a hold on it. Carina is still within 6 inches. It's just 6 inches between these 2 models, so she's going to Inspiring Presence to keep them in the fight. He is going to Inspiring Presence to keep them in the fight. At this stage, they cannot afford to lose anymore because the Spirit of Durthu is in the centre. And this priority roll is important. Red dice for the Dark Elves, blue dice for the Grand Alliance Order, and Carina and her brother managed to keep on top of things. We're going to go into Cities of Sigmar, turn 2. Start of the hero phase, getting a command point, holding on to it. These guys don't need to run and shoot just now. They are in a prime position to divide their fire left and right. But Carina is going to cast a spell, and she's going to cast Blade Wind against the Spirit of Durthu. This goes off on a 6. And she fails. Carina's magic seems to be stifled here near the Tower of Seccarth. There seems to be something stopping her from realizing her true arcane potential. Is that a clue as to what resides within? Who knows? But with that, the hero phase is concluded, so let's go on to some movement and see what Cities of Sigmar do in their turn. And of course, the Sylvaneth get to destroy one of these objectives. And to keep it random, I'm going to go D3. 1, 2, 3. It's a 3, so this objective gets burned, so it can no longer be claimed. The battlefield is narrowing the search. They have looked here, there is nothing here, no clue as to what is in the Tower of Seccarth. Perhaps the tower itself is the clue. We'll find out in the movement phase. End of the movement phase, and drastic times call for drastic measures. Carina, having informed her brother that the Spirit of Durthu, this ancient god-like being made manifest in bark and vengeance, bested her the last time she was here, he will not stand for that dishonour upon his family name. So he has come forward outside of 3 inches to take on this venerable beast. Meanwhile, his dread spears, having searched here, found nothing, are moving forward to try and take on those dryads. The crossbowmen, dark shards, have moved back, staying within range of all the different options, still looking around this ruined part, see if there are any clues here. And Carina has flown over outside of 3 inches to take on that gunstock gun hauler to try and beat it. So, with the movement done, it's on to shooting. Let's see what can be done. First things first, we're going to do some Noxious Breath, and actually all of these dryads are within range of Carson's Noxious Breath, so on 6s there's going to be mortal wounds under that unit. 1 mortal wound. So we'll be tactical, take a dryad from the front, shorten the charge range. Hey, oh, it's a mortal wound. Carina is going to try and poison that gun hauler. And no, she does not. So with that done, let's move on to the main event, the shooting phase. Let's choose some targets for these dark shards, see what they can do. So the dark shards are going to split fire again. They're going to put half of their shots into the Thunderers and half of their shots into the Endrinriggers. So there are 14 of them left, which is 28 shots, which is going to be 14 shots each. This is the volley without the Lordling. And this is going into the Thunderers. This is going to hit on 3s, because there's still more than 10 of them. So let's take out the 1s and 2s. That was a hit. Okay. And then wounding on 4s. Poor showing, 1 wound, look at that. And saved on a 4+. Saved, so nothing against those guys. Let's just roll it again against the Endrinriggers. Hitting on 2s with the Lordling, so he hits once, and then 12 shots with the rest. Hitting on 3s, and it looks like 2 misses. And then these will be wounding on 4s, and that is going to be 4 wounds, which is enough to kill them if they fail all their saves. But they fail too. 1 more Endrinrigger dies. Let's take this guy, leaves the volley gun. And after all that shooting, only 1 Dwarden lies dead, and one Dryad lies dead. So not a good turn for shooting. This is a Sigmar. But let's move in to the charge phase and see what they do. First of all, let's charge with Carson. He's going in against the Spirit of Dirthu. He needs a 5-inch charge to get in there. He gets it on a 7. He's going to go straight forward. Like that. And these guys need anything but a 3. Or a 3 will get them in, so anything but a 2. They're going to get a 6-inch charge. I'll move those forward. And Carina needs anything but a 2. She's going to get in there with a 5. Because they can both fly. So a nice aerial battle happening over here. Showdown in the centre. And some grunt work happening over on this side. Before we go any further, on a 4+, ground shake and stomp, Carson's going to fight last. Carson is fighting last. This could be his doom. This could be his doom. So let's move on. Move some models after their charges and see where we are. Also at the start of the combat phase, Carson is going to use all out assault. He is charged headlong into this ancient spirit. He will need all the help he can get. So he's rerolling 1s. That's their command point spent for this turn. But we're going to start over here first with 16 attacks from these Dread Spears. 16 attacks from the Dread Spears, hitting on 3s, 6s are special. And we'll take out the 1s and 2s first of all. Okay, and then some 6s, which will be uber important because there is only 5 of them left. So their 4-up save has gone down to a 5-up save thanks to Impenetrable Thicket. We'll roll these to wound first of all, needing 4s. That is 4 wounds at regular AP. And then 4s again. That is 3 wounds at -1 AP. So let's do these first. Saved on 6s. Nope, so that's 3 dead. And these are saved on 5s. Ooh, only 1 dead. So a total of 4 Dryads, coupled with the 1 that is gone, is half that unit wiped. Over now to this side, the Gunstruck Gunhauler is going to try and scratch Carina's hide. He hits on 4s with his boarding weapons. That's 3 hits. And wins on 4s. That is 2 wins. There's no rend to this. Carina has a 5-up save. And she saves 1. Takes 1 wound. As the crew lash out with their sabres and just clip the wing of that dragon. So, he's fighting last. Carina has to go next. She is going to attack first of all with her Witch Rod, which hits on a 4. And that is a hit. It wounds on a 3. That is a wound. AP -1 takes the Gunhauler's save down to a 5, which it fails, and this does D3 damage, which is 2, and that is the most she has ever done with that weapon all campaign, so well done her. She has also got a Witch's Lash, which hits on a 3, and that misses. Okay, now she's going to attack with the Fearsome Jaw, sitting on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP -2 is a 6-up save. Saved! The Fearsome Jaws just clamp down on that iron hide. Do absolutely nothing. But there are 6 attacks with the Razor Sharp Claws, which hit on 4s. And that is 3 hits. That was a hit. Wounding on 3s, I believe. Wounding on 3s, 2 wounds, 1 wound. AP -1, 5-up save. Saved again. Carina only does 2 damage against that Gunstruck Gunhauler, but she holds it in place. She doesn't score that objective, however. Now, the Dryads are going to go because this guy's going to attack before Karsten anyway. so the Dryads might as well get in. Needless to say, they are of course using their enrapturing song, so let's pile in. So there's going to be 11 attacks for these. 4, 10, 11. 11 attacks hitting on 3s. That's quite a lot of misses. Wounding on 4s against the Darkshire or the Dread Spears. 3 wounds, no AP, 4 up save. Pass 2, 1 Dread Spear goes. Not a good exchange there for the Darkshires, but now the main event. The Spirit of Durthu is going to attack Karsten. So the Guardian Sword with Durthu, he's got 3 attacks. This is the big one. These hit on 3s. He hits all 3 times. It wounds on 3s. He wounds twice. It is AP -2. Karsten has a 4 up save, goes to a 6. He fails both. It's 14 damage, which is enough to kill him normally, but he has a Drake Skin Cloak, which will allow him to ignore wounds on a 5+. So let's get these dice. Five up ignores. He manages to save quite a few of them. He's got 5 wounds remaining, and because of his acidic blood, there's going to be 9 chances to do mortal wounds back on the Spirit of Durthu, but we'll do that in a second, because the Spirit of Durthu has his massive impaling talon, which hits on a 3 and misses. So 9 wounds caused, acidic blood, 9 chances to do mortal wounds back, 4 pluses. Ouch. Ooh, ouch. 6 wounds caused against the Spirit of Durthu. That is quite a blow. So, yes. So we'll keep this 6. That was just to indicate that he was going last. So 9 wounds caused. He's got 5 wounds left. But the Spirit of Durthu has finished and has taken 6 wounds. He is halfway dead. Can Karsten do it? Will this gambit pay off? He did it against the Uruk war boss. Can he now do it against Alariel's finest? Let's pick up some dice and find out. Alright, first things first. Exile Blade. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s thanks to All Out Assault. And that is 5 hits. It wounds on 4s. And that is going to be 3 wounds. No AP. Spirit of Durthu has a 3 up save. And fails one of them, so takes another wound. It's taken 7 wounds at this stage. Then there's going to be 3 attacks with the Fearsome Jaws. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. 2 hits, good start. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound. It is AP -2. 5 up save. No, failed on a 4. This is D6 damage. 4 damage. Spirit of Durthu has got 1 wound left. Let's attack with the fierce razor sharp claws. There's only 3 of these now. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Reroll the 1. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. 3 wounds. 4 up saves on the Spirit of Durthu, or he goes down. And he passes them all. The Spirit of Durthu lives with 1 wound left. My goodness, what a fight that has been. Absolutely unbelievable. But the Spirit of Durthu is the weakest he has ever been in his 3 games in this campaign. So Karsten has proven that if it can bleed, if it can be chopped, then it can die. Battle shock for the Sylvaneth. They have lost 5. and on a 6 they are absolutely perfect, and no need for battle shock for the Dread Spears because they have a banner bearer, increasing their leadership, their bravery by 1. No other battle shock to take, and Carina and Carson's gambit may not have paid off. They haven't claimed this objective, they're too far away from it. They have moved away from this objective, so they are only scoring 1 point for holding this objective. But let's see, the assets of the Sylvaneth are rapidly being depleted. The Spirit of Earth is almost dead. Let's see what they can do in their turn 2. Third hero phase, and the Branch Witch is going to try and cast her signature spell, which is Unleash Sprites, which is cast on a 5. She gets that on a 7, so she will be rolling 7 dice, potentially doing mortal wounds, unless Carina can beat it on an 8. And Carina doesn't, so this is going to be 7 dice. And on 6s, mortal wounds to this unit, mortal wounds to that unit. 1 mortal wound each. He ignores it on a 5. No, so he takes 1 mortal wound, and I'm going to double check acidic blood. Yep, it is only melee attacks. That's 1 mortal wound to him, and then for the unit, because it's rolled again, no mortal wounds done to the unit. They manage to fight off the sprites that come reeling out from around her magical aura. But 1 mortal wound done there to Karsten, and with that, it's time to go in to the movement phase. End of the movement phase, and the narrative behind this movement phase is that Alariel has charged them to defend the Tower of Seccarth, so that's what they're going to do. They realize if they stay in combat with that unit, they will die. They will be wiped out, so they have moved back onto that objective and are holding it. And the Branch Witch has moved in to command them to put up a wall of thickets and whatever. Durthu staying in combat, hoping to do enough damage to take out Karsten. The Caradron have moved round to get up a clear firing position for multiple targets, and this little Endrinrigger has come zipping forward, hoping to take this objective in future turns if it remains. And that is the beauty of this mission, is that at any point the magical flare, the point of interest can change. Staying in combat with this, because if it flies out it won't be able to shoot, and it's better to shoot into Carina than not do anything. And speaking of shooting, let's just move straight into the shooting phase. These Caradron are going to try and neuter the shooting effects of the Dark Shards. So 8 shots, and these hit on 3s. And that is going to be 4 misses, and then they are going to wound on 4s. Wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds at AP -1, gives them a 6-up save, 1 saved, 1 Dark Shard goes. So then we're going to have the Endrinrigger spool up his Aethermatic Volley Gun, 6 shots, 4s and 4s. And that's good shooting techs. But not good wounding. 1 wound at AP -1 is another 6-up save, which is failed. Another Dark Shard falls. So shooting has been so-so with each force so far, only picking off units here and there. But we'll see future turns. Moving on now to this Gunstock Gun Hauler. Doing the Gun Hauler, and a little quick tidbit, I forgot to roll the bomb racks. And this is how I learned, so I forgot to do it. I apologise for forgetting to do it, but I won't learn if I go back and do it again, so we'll try and remember that for future turns. The bomb racks didn't go off, but this unit is going to use its single shot, the shell. 1 shot, hitting on a 3. It hits. Wounds on a 2. It wounds, and this is going to do D6 damage because it cuts straight through Carina's armor for 3 damage. That's quite good. She has now taken 4 wounds. The carbine is then going to fire, hitting on a 3. 2 hits. Wounding on a 4. 2 wounds. AP -1 is a 6-up save. She fails both of those. She's going to have taken 6 wounds. And then the final shots are going to come from the Spirited Earthu, who's very, very nerfed, but is going to do a Verdant Blast against Karsten. Because he is at death's door, because he has been pinned and ravaged by this dragon, he's only got 2 shots with his Verdant Blast, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That is a wound, and it is AP -1, so a 5-up save for Karsten. And that's cocked because it's not flat. That's a fail, so it does do D3 damage for 1, which he then saves on a 5. And he ignores it. The Verdant Blast ripples up, strikes into that dragon, but the dragon manages to claw its way free. No damage done. So with that done, we're going to go into the charge phase. There's going to be no chargers. The Caradhran are not knowing for jumping headfirst into the fray. But we're going to go do some combat. So at the start of the combat phase, Spirited Earthu on a 4+, Karsten will fight last. And that does not happen this turn. But the Spirited Earthu is going to attack first. I'm going to gather some dice. We're going to see where we land. 3 attacks still with the Guardian Sword. All of these going into Karsten. These are going to hit on 3s. 2 hits. Still wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. Still -2 AP. 6-up saves. None. But it is only doing D3 plus 1 damage per dice roll because of the Relic Blade. So this one is going to be 4, 7 damage in total. So that would be enough to kill Karsten normally, but again, he has his Drakeskin Cloak, 5 ups, and that one's cocked, but it is not enough. 5 wounds have been caused. Karsten has taken 10, he's only got 14, so he is brought low. However, the acidic blood is going to reach out, and 1 4+ will kill the Spirited Earthu. There it is. Spirited Earthu has gone down as well. These Goliaths, these giants, have fought each other to a standstill. Earthu explodes in a flurry of arcane energy and bark. And Karsten, at the last moment, commands his dragon to fly away as he convalesces and recovers from a safe distance while the battle rages on. But Earthu has been defeated. It can be done. Let's move on to Carina fighting. Carina is going to attack first of all with her Witch Rod, which hits on a 4. She hits, she's going to wound on a 3. Again, she wins. AP is -1, a 5-up save. No, D3 damage for 2 more damage, 4 wounds on that gun hauler. Carina is then going to attack with her Witch's Lash, which hits on a 3. Yeah, wounds on a 4. And that doesn't win. So the lash does nothing, but her Witch's Rod is striking and denting that metal. And let's see, we have got 3 attacks, with Fearsome Jaws hitting on 3s, or hitting on 4s, 1 hit. It's going to wound on a 2 now. That is a wound, and its AP -2 is a 6-up save. Nope. D6 damage. 5 damage. There's 1 wound left on that gun hauler. Can the razor sharp claws do it? There's 5 attacks now with these. Sorry, I beg your pardon. There is 4 attacks now with these. The wounds still work though for the Fearsome Jaws. I do beg your pardon. 4 attacks now with these, hitting on 4s. 1 wound, 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -1 is a 5-up save. No, she brings it down. And with that, Carina takes out that sky vessel, and the forces of the Sylvaneth and the Caradron are looking pretty slim indeed. And it is only turn 2. Durthu was a large chunk, but Karsten is dead. We're going to do some battle shock. They have a leadership of 7 because of their banner. They have lost 2, and they are fine. No battle shock over here. Yeah, let's go into the roll off for turn 3. And again, Carina and her crew take it, but 2 victory points this time for the Forces of Order, taking them up to 5. It is 5 points to 4, but I think that Carina has found her way in. I think that she will find out what is in the Tower of Seccarth. Let's move on to the hero phase. And the objective that they are going to burn this turn is going to be this one, where Carina is denying her the ability to take it. She's going to have to move out. She's going to have to take some things. But yes, let's see what she can do in the hero phase. Into the hero phase, Carina is going to cast Blade Wind on this unit of Thunderers. Needs a 6. She gets that on a 9. The Branch Witch will try and deny and fail. So now Carina rolls 9 dice. And 1s, 2s, and 3s are going to be mortal wounds against this unit. So that is going to be 2, 3 mortal wounds, which will kill 1. And we'll take the honor bear and put a wound onto another. So ends the hero phase. We're going to go straight into movement, and there's not going to be much that's going to be done. End of the movement phase, and a really straightforward one. Carina has flapped up outside of 3 inches of this unit. These guys are moved up outside of 3 of these, and the dark shards have stayed still. They are going to unleash 2 volleys again, 1 against this Endrinrigger and 1 against this unit, hoping not to take them out so that Carina can charge in and claim that objective. But we shall see. We shall see. First 12 shots going against the Endrinrigger, hitting on 3s. We'll take out the 2 misses, so 10 hits, wounding on 4s. And that is going to be 4 wounds, slightly below average, 4 up saves, just enough to kill him. That's that unit wiped out. Objective 1 complete. Let's go for 12 shots against this unit, hitting first of all the Lordling on 2s. He hits, and then 10 shots. I'll drop some dice here. There we go. 10 shots hitting on 3s. Take out the 1s and 2s. I think this could kill them. Wounding on 4s. This is the Lordling shot landed in. It doesn't look good. 4 up saves. And 3 fails. It was just enough to wipe them out. So Carina won't be getting that objective this turn. But the Caradron have been annihilated. Now we're going to go into some charges. And this unit is going to charge straight ahead into the Dryads on a 7-inch charge. Let's see where they end up. And that is where they have ended up. So 15 attacks, all going in against these Dryads. They are going to hit. Oh, I'm dropping dice everywhere. 15 attacks going against the Dryads. They're going to hit on 3s. 6s are special. So there is 4 6s. Let's put these aside. So, rolling the wound first of all with the regulars on 4s. So that's 4 regular wounds, and then rolling to wound with the AP -1s, which is 3 of those. So these 3 are saved on 6s, 1 saved, 2 casualties so far, and then these 4 saved on 5s, 1 saved, but that is 5. There is 5 left. It's a wipeout. With the Dryads gone, that branch which is the only model left, and she is infused with anger, she's going to charge forward, and she is going to use her Greenwood Scythe to slash out, hitting on 4s. She gets 2 hits. Let's get rid of these other dice. She's going to wound on 3s. She wounds twice. There's no rend on this, but she is going to do 2 damage if it gets through. 4 up saves. 2 of those dark sharp dread spears are brought down, but it wasn't enough. She has an attack with her sweeping mandibles, hitting on a 4, misses. It's not enough. The Sylvaneth have been driven back. This branch witch is overwhelmed. That objective has been taken. This objective has been taken, which brings the total to 6 points to 5. Carina, although wounded, is still very much in the game. These Dark Shards still very much in the game. The Sylvaneth have failed. Alariel's Guardians have failed. But she will fight on to the death. Let's see this through. She will not turn tail and run away. She can't. Alariel will not allow it. Start of the hero phase in turn 3 for the Sylvaneth. She's going to attempt to cast Unleash Sprites, which she gets on a 9. Carina will try and deny it, which she doesn't. So this is going to be 9 dice, and 6s are going to cause mortal wounds onto that unit in front of her, and 1 mortal wound. So 1 more Dread Spear falls. And I should say that on their battle shock they rolled a 6. They had lost 2. Bravery is now 7, so 1 more ran away. So there is 10 left in that squad. With the hero phase done, with no movement done, we're just straight into combat phase. She has no wounds on her, so she's still got 2 attacks, which she misses with her Greenwood Scythe, and then 1 with the Snapping Mandibles, which hits and wounds on a 4. Doesn't wound on a 2. No dice for her, and then there's going to be 11 attacks back from the Dread Spears. Still hitting on 3s. 6s are still special. There's 1 6. Let's take out those 2s. Wounding on 4s. And that's 3 regular wounds. And 3 regular wounds. So she is a 5 up save. She passes them all. She's still alive. Is she going to cause a battle shock with 1 casualty? No, she's not, because their bravery is still 7, and they score that objective. So the points have not changed. Let's go on to the roll off. Let's see if there's any point to this. Blue for Sylvaneth, red for Carina. Carina has got it. Will she get up there? Will she charge in? Will she finish off this unwounded, still holding on model? Let's find out. The Sylvaneth get to burn another objective. Very appropriate, actually, that they have been burning the objectives that they have been denying Carina. They had the chance to win victory here. I'm going to burn this one. So the Dark Shards are no longer scoring an objective. Let's move on to the hero phase. In the hero phase, Carina is going to use Blade Wind on a 6. That is cast on an 11. The branch which will need a 12 to deny. She does not get it. 9 dice, and 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s are going to do mortal wounds on that branch witch. Looking for 5 of them, and there it is. 7 mortal wounds, which she does shrug on 6 pluses because she has the Staunch Defender command trait. She manages to shrug 1, but it's not enough. 6 wounds caused. The branch witch disappears in a flurry of blades. And that is it. The battle goes to the cities of Sigmar. Carina had to do it herself. Of course, she had to get the final blow. This campaign was started by her, and by gum, she will finish it. But now that she has entered the Tower of Seccarth, what lies within? What secrets does it hold? And what is this fabled shard from the world it was? Carina will need to spend some time recuperating. She will need to wait for her brother Karsten to recover from his grievous injuries at the hands of that monster that is known as the Spirit of Durthu. And will that time ruin her plans? Will that delay allow some other force to find another point of entry to the Tower of Seccarth? Time will tell. Thank you for watching this battle report. Thank you for following this campaign. I have been enjoying this campaign. I have now got several armies up to the 1,000 point mark for Age of Sigmar, so I'm really excited. But this campaign will be drawing to a close shortly. There's too many factions to bring in, and the narrative will suffer for it, and I don't want the narrative to suffer for it. I've already played a game with Uruks, I've played a game with Lumineth, I've played games with the Slaves to Darkness, the Sylvaneth, the Caradron. The list could go on and on and on, but don't worry, future campaigns are in the making, and hopefully, as soon as Papa Nurgle stops touching the earth with his virulent disease, I will get to play campaigns with friends and with other people. But for now, thank you for watching, and happy wargaming.
With a cackle, Carina sent a final flurry of furious blades crashing into the remaining sylvan creature. The servant of Alariel moaned, a sound not unlike timber falling, before it burst into splinters and its crimson life essence dissipated into the wind. By her side, Hurak let out a triumphant hiss. "You have done it, mistress," he cheered. "You have laid low those who dared oppose you. Vengeance is a sweet brew, is it not? Now the tower is yours. Praise and victory are yours, Carina Miststalker." Carina accepted the adulation with a grim face. The battle had been close, and her own brother had not escaped unscathed. Part of her hurt, knowing that her kin was injured, but another part, the part she indulged, quietly smiled. Now Karsten too knew defeat at the hands of the Sylvan beast, and could never again hold it against her. "Make camp," she barked, and Hurak immediately snapped to attention. "Secure the tower. Once my brother is healed, we shall see what this so-called shard is, and by all that is sacred in these mortal realms, it had better be worth it."